was just doing some gardening that afternoon, nothing out of the ordinary, just trimming a few plants and cleaning up the yard when something unusual caught my attention near the edge of the fence. At first, I thought it was just a shadow or maybe a pile of dried leaves moving in the wind, but then it shifted again, slowly, weakly, like something struggling to stay alive. I walked closer, curious but cautious, and that's when I saw him a stray dog, a Labrador, or at least what used to be one. He was in a terrible condition. Most of his fur had fallen out, leaving behind patches of raw, irritated skin. His body was thin, painfully thin, as if he hadn't eaten properly in weeks. On his back were visible sores, some fresh, some already scabbed over, and others that looked infected. It was hard to look at him without feeling a deep ache in my chest. He wasn't just a stray dog, he looked like a creature that had been through more suffering than any living being should endure. What surprised me the most, however, was his reaction when he saw me. He didn't run away. He didn't growl or bark. Instead, he just lay there, watching me quietly, his eyes filled with a strange mix of exhaustion and hope. It was as if he didn't even have the strength to be afraid anymore. I slowly approached him, speaking in a calm, gentle voice, trying not to startle him. I went back inside quickly and grabbed some dog food and a bowl of water. When I returned, I placed the food in front of him and stepped back, giving him space. For a moment he hesitated, as if unsure whether this was real or some kind of trap. Then slowly, he moved forward and began to eat. The way he ate told me everything. He wasn't just hungry, he was starving. He devoured the food with urgency, barely stopping to breathe, and then immediately drank the water like he hadn't had a proper drink in days. Watching him, I knew I couldn't just walk away after this. There was no way I could pretend I hadn't seen him. That was the moment I made the decision. I was going to help him. I gently approached him again, and to my relief, he didn't resist. In fact, he seemed almost relieved, as if he had been waiting for someone to come. I carefully lifted him. He was lighter than I expected and brought him inside. My wife was surprised at first, but the moment she saw his condition, her expression changed completely. Without hesitation, she agreed that we had to help him. We didn't waste any time. I took him straight to the veterinary clinic. At the clinic, the veterinarian examined him thoroughly. The diagnosis wasn't surprising: severe skin infection, likely caused by parasites and prolonged neglect, combined with malnutrition and possible underlying infections. The vet immediately began treatment. They shaved the remaining fur on his back to properly clean and treat the wounds. Antibiotics were administered, along with medicated ointments applied directly to the affected areas. The process wasn't easy. Some of the wounds were painful, and even though he tried to stay calm, I could tell he was suffering. But he never snapped, never resisted aggressively. He just endured it quietly, as if he understood that this pain was different, that this pain was part of healing. For the next week, we followed a strict treatment routine: daily cleaning of the wounds, regular medication, proper nutrition, and constant monitoring. It was a lot of work, but neither of us complained. In fact, something about caring for him brought a sense of purpose into our daily lives. At home, he slowly began to change. At first, he was cautious, unsure of his surroundings. He would lie quietly in one corner, observing everything. But as days passed, he started to relax. He began to follow us around the house, wagging his tail ever so slightly. It was a small gesture, but it meant everything. His appetite improved quickly. Every meal he ate eagerly, as if making up for all the time he had gone without food. His body, once fragile and weak, started to gain strength. The sores on his back began to heal, the redness fading, replaced by new, healthy skin. My wife grew especially attached to him. She would sit beside him, gently talking to him, sometimes just keeping him company. And he responded to her in a way that was impossible to ignore. He would rest his head on her lap, eyes half closed, completely at ease. It was clear that he wasn't just recovering physically, he was healing emotionally too. As the days turned into weeks, the transformation became more and more visible. His energy returned. He started to play cautiously at first, then with growing confidence. His tail wagged more often, more freely. His eyes, once dull and tired, now had a spark in them. We officially decided to adopt him. It didn't feel like a big decision. It felt like the most natural thing in the world. He became part of our family. Life with him changed in ways we hadn't expected. There was more laughter in the house, more movement, more warmth. Every morning he would greet us with excitement. Every evening he would lie beside us, calm and content. Looking at him now, it's hard to believe Hez the same dog I found that day in the garden. The scars are still there, faint reminders of his past, but they no longer define him. What defines him now is his resilience, his loyalty, and his ability to trust again despite everything he's been through. Sometimes I think about what would have happened if I hadn't noticed him that day. If I had just continued with my gardening, ignoring that small movement near the fence. That thought stays with me, because saving him didn't just change his life, it changed ours too. Now we live together peacefully and happily, sharing a life that neither of us expected, but one that feels completely right. And every time I see him running in the yard, full of energy, healthy and strong, I'm reminded of one simple truth sometimes. The smallest moments can lead to the biggest changes, and sometimes saving a life is also the moment your own life becomes richer than ever before.